This was the worst origin in 4.0. In 3.14, it was used in competitive PvP because it allowed for specialized workers and specialists. It had a unique playstyle as the main species couldn't grow, and a lot of people really loved it. 4.0 ruined this. However, in 4.3, they've tried to fix this origin by implementing mechanics back to what it once had. In this video, I want to see if it is back, utilizing a wacky elite build to really get the most out of the origin. To test if this is really good or bad, I will be comparing it at different yearly milestones to my UNE every single click run. Let's get into it. Here is the Empire. We will be using the Catalyst, focusing on necrophage. We've got a bit of a unique build compared to what we tried to do in 4.0. They have updated necrophage. Let's see if it's changed. I'm going to run through all the choices and why we've done things while as we go. I'm using small Grand Admiral Galaxy no scaling so we can compare it directly to the UNE run we'd be doing for the member series. This will give it a good baseline. Is it good or not? So we've copied the settings, 0.75, no scaling, so AIs could kill us, because I think we did go unyielding first in that UNE run. So what the heck is necrophage? Necrophage essentially starts you with two different species. You have your main founder species, the necrophage trait, giving you massive leader lifespan, but less growth, but also then less upkeep and more efficiency for specialists and elites, but less efficiency for workers. So these are really your main species. They're going to be elites, they're going to be specialists. Now the pop growth, I don't know why it says that there's reduced pop growth, because in 4.3, I believe they just removed them being able to grow. And this is actually a good thing, because in 4.0, they could grow a little bit, but what happened was because their growth was so slow, they were sapping pop growth away from your secondary species. So this species has quite a nice bit of growth here, whereas the main species don't have any growth. Now, how do we get our main species then? That is through the Chamber of Elevation. These give necrophyte jobs, and it scales depending on the pop growth. But essentially, after, I believe, 10 years, the necrophytes that are in here will be converted into our main species. They do also give some monthly organic pop growth to the other species. So these are just a nice job type, and it's much better than before because we're not stealing all the pop growth with these species. We are uniquely also positioned to feed those necrophytes into the necrophage pops instead of it being this weird hybrid like it was in 4.0. This is why we've gone for very strong. These are going to be mainly our worker jobs, so we're getting 5% extra there, and our armies. Then we have rapid breeders, so they keep growing, and less housing usage, so they can keep growing. Unruly and repugnant because they're not going to be doing these jobs. In terms of our main species, we're actually combining some things here. So as civics, we've gone technocracy, which converts our politicians into science directors, giving us science stuff. We also get expertise traits on our leaders, giving us more research for the planet, but also more research speeders for there on the council, which is nice. We get an extra scientist as the governor of our world. Expertise traits have additional effects, more research, alternatives, scientist capacity, less official capacity, and then the council position gives us more research. This is pretty nice. We've then combined it with aristocratic elite, which converts politicians into nobles. Nobles will essentially produce a bit more unity, but we can also construct the noble estates, giving us more nobles, which means more elites. And yes, these two combine. You'll see that in a second. This also grants us access to a holding, and our leaders have a 20% chance to start with an additional positive and negative trait. We also get 10% more efficiency for elites and a more leader upkeep. So we're trying to basically stack elites because necrophage gives more elite output. Then we've gone more effective council skill because we're going to want this council position, which gives more elite pop resource output per level. We've also gone for more influential job output because that counts as our elite jobs. More XP gains so we can get more levels, then slow breeders because it doesn't matter, and more empire size from pops. So that all culminates here with noble estates giving us more scientist jobs, 300 noble jobs, and an efficiency boosting it to 455 because we're getting a total of 35% and then 45% from the capital. So we're producing 18 science, 21 unity, amenity, stability, and a bit of trade right at the start of the game. Brony 13 consumer goods. That's a pretty nice. That gets us off to a pretty good start. We're going to play pretty normally. We're going to still want to take things like the workshops. Pop growth is nice, so is off-world, but we still want tech. Elites, we can't really scale too much, so we're still going to need to build up some science and do the normal stuff, but it does give us a nice boost at the start of the game to hopefully accelerate us to the point that is hopefully better than the UNE. I think the UNE is not that good in the current build. Let's grab our first Tundra world. Let's then just buy 100 minerals, so then I can can instantly build a mineral district because we do have a lot of civilians we can put to work, and minerals quite important at the start of the game. And then we're just going to sell some food and some energy, and we'll do the buy when this resets back down to the base, which is 1.3. I'm trying to test out if this is more efficient. I don't know if it is because we lose. That would have been 42 we would have got then, and it still doesn't reset. I guess you get a bit more out of it because you can max by 42, but we've already got the building going on, so it's more efficient to wait, I guess, and buy them straight away. With our military ship, we're going to split it up and explore. We need to find our other tundra worlds. That would be nice. And we're going to need to buy a little bit of consumer goods, but luckily we don't actually need to build colony ships because necrophage also have a unique starting position where our guaranteed habitable worlds are replaced with pre-FTL civilizations. Also, only necrophage pops can be rulers or recruited as leaders, which makes sense, but also why it's so good to be this elite build. Now, our secondary species can work specialist jobs, so you could kind of min-max and do that if you want, but we are aiming to get rid of them and only work worker jobs. That would be the good balance. For some reason, the game's stupid and it's not keeping all of the workers there, which is really annoying. I would rather all of these humanoids go and work the worker jobs, but they're not, and there's not much you can do about that. Let's come in here and build mining station on the mineral deposit. And first tradition, I'm going to mix it up a bit. We're going to go statecraft first because we really want to get leveled up leaders, and going amongst peers, giving us XP for every agenda is going to speed that up and give us some nice council benefits. Probably should also put this other scientist on the council because they have Spark of Genius. That's going to help out a lot. I probably also should have just instantly built a Hydro Bay. That's my fault. We could have been selling that food. And I'm just saving, or I think a city district. We could probably go for another mineral world. I'm actually going to do that because we're going to get planets quite quickly because we don't need to colonize them. So we're going to need the minerals to build them up. We're going to need armies, which also cost minerals. Now, I don't know if this is the best way of playing necrophage, but I wanted to play this unique elite kind of mixed build with it. You could also focus on specialists, make them really good scientists or something like that, and just keep converting them into them. But this gives us a nice solid start to hopefully just get scaling. This system has 20 mineral deposits. That is insane. We'll go admin AI. We have gone fanatic materialist to get more research speed going, and authoritarian for worker buffs. And let's get amongst peers so we get the XP when we launch this agenda in a second. Let's activate that and everyone levels up, which is really nice. Spark of Genius 2, yes please. And a Spark of Genius 2 on you. So we're already getting 6% on both of them. We're up to 32% research speed. That helps a lot early on in the game. And you suck, but it's fine. Let's instantly expand the council. We really want to get to the efficiency per level of elites, and the more council positions, the more XP value we'll get. And you can see we do have some primitives here, 400 of them. They've got a 15 garrison, so we can immediately just build, I think we only need one army, but we'll build two just in case. Surveyed it, let's build that outpost, and we need to find that other planet. Now what we're gonna need to do is set our first contact to aggressive so we can instantly just invade them. But while we're here, we can also activate information quarantine for 5 stability, fortify the border for more starbase upgrade capacity. We will probably eventually go isolationist for the unity, but we're just gonna expand these planets first. We could also probably go to mixed industry for now because we're losing consumer goods by being on militarized, and we don't really need the alloys right now. And we'll just build some city districts now to get science, unity, consumer goods, alloys, all the good stuff. There's a desert world here that is not guaranteed, so we'll keep looking. Our armies are done, so let's go invade. We also need to change free FTL interference to aggressive. And you do want to try and get these quickly because you need to get through the stellar culture shock, which can be annoying, but let's land. Hello, pops. We should easily deal with them. They're nothing. They've got like sticks and stones. They're in the Stone Age. I don't really know what we're invading here. Minerals from jobs, sure. And I definitely want to grab these mining stations. That's a lot of minerals we can get. Volcanic world, Thunder world. Okay, we found it. That's a lot of planets nearby, which could be good. We've now taken this planet, so they have stellar culture shock, which means we get less resources from jobs, less stability for 10 years. Once that's gone, they're going to obey us. We also cannot build the Chamber of Elevation until that's gone, which is a bit annoying, but what can you do? So what we do get, though, is just some resources. Unfortunately, the only district built was food, which is a bit annoying. Can't lie. But let's have a look at the features. There's a dust desert, agricultural, and mining. So this basically means this world can do all rare resources on these. So we're just going to turn this into basically a basic resource zone. That's a tongue twister. Build one of each for now. That's where the minerals was nice. Get them to work. Now you can make these species slaves as well. So you could do like a little slave build with the secondary species you're getting. Not going to do it because we're not really maximizing slave outputs right now. Let's get council agenda speed. That's going to speed up this council skill a lot and means we can activate more agendas, so more XP for our leaders. Necrophage also gives leader lifespan, so this plays into that build up the biggest leader we possibly can to give us so much efficiency. And also, not that it's showing for some reason, but oligarchy gives us more effective counts of skill too, so these will be acting at a higher level skill, giving us more outputs. And I should have also built a starbase here instantly. Don't know what I'm playing at to do, but that slows us down a little bit, but not too much. We build those. Do we need the colonist jobs? Yes, maybe, yeah, a little bit. Let's activate a bit of that, all of that. So to negate that, we can just build luxury residence to get amenities going, so we don't need the colonist jobs. And we probably should try and resettle a few of our main species, but we just can't afford it right now. Let's stop selling energy, I guess. Get research speed. We've done a lab, so let's build the lab. Starbase is up. We're obviously just going to spam it with trade because it's so good. And then food. No pops needed for a lot of resources. Once we have a luxury resident, we can just disable the colonists. We have a little bit lower stability, but that's fine. We could just move over some of our main species. And let's create some... I think I just ruined that. They just went, I think. No, they are working the farmer jobs. Okay. I'm going to build a bit of admin offices for Unity, mainly because our Unity sucks. You'd think it's better because we have like loads of elites, but the leaders are costing us more, so it could be a bit bad. Let's get effective council skill now, which just makes all of these better, like research speed, experience gain, first contact speed. Mainly it's preparing for council position we will get. Okay, we've got the other one we can land on. This one looks a bit more built up, which is going to be a huge boost. Looks like we're completely outmatched, but they just don't have good stats. And we now have this planet. You can see for some reason everything got destroyed. Maybe we a little bit responsible for that, but that's fine. We have a bunch of civilians we should probably put to work, and I think we're going to need this to be an industrial planet. So let's get making that going. I'm going to grab the pop growth. No, I'm not. I'm going to grab the Unity just because Unity is quite important here, and since we've got a planet, so I'll go isolationist at 10% more. I'm going to try and move a few more pops over here so we can get pop growth going a little bit more. You want to get as close to 1,000 as possible, reasonably, without destroying your economy elsewhere. And we've still got civilians here. That just sort of gives them a bit more bonus instead of a negative. I guess you want the same pop, so that doesn't actually matter. What it does do is it lets us eventually get to upgrade our administration, which will give us more elite jobs, which we do want to get to anyway. So it's going to move pops over regardless. I'm not going to finish statecraft because these two options kind of suck right now, especially the finisher. Besides, we're only 6 over. I'm going to go commerce. Commerce is going to get our economy going without dying, and we've built up some nice trade planets, but you can see our consumer goods is suffering. So hopefully we can turn our trade into consumer goods, which will help. I'm going to grab the Unity from here too. Any little bit of Unity we can get, we will take. Let's immediately get adaptive economic policy, because now we can go to government, policies and edicts, trade policy, and go to consumer benefits. This is going to turn our trade into consumer goods, which is just pretty nice. We go from +0 to +13. We can stop buying as many. And yes, we need to buy some energy now, but energy's cheaper than consumer goods. Pretty good. It's pretty good. And we'll be spamming trade on all of these star bases. And we probably should have put this governor on one of these planets. They were sitting there doing nothing. We have got to 1,000 pops, so we definitely want to save up to upgrade so we get the nobles going. Almost at 100 tech. So I don't know what's unlocked these, but we do now have these edicts. What we want to do is put on education campaign for the leader XP, but only when we activate the edict, because we can't actually afford to keep it on. That gives an extra bonus to the XP we get, and then we can just deactivate it. We're definitely going to do the elite pop output 0.05. It's going to be nice eventually, but we can't afford the consumer good upkeep, and this is just a free elite output. Let's put this other scientist on. I don't think there's anyone who would want to hire just for that. And now we can go for the probably monthly Unity. Unity is an issue. So because they're level 2, it's giving us 4% output, but it's called Lord Stewart. You can see in the output here, it's actually giving us 14%, which means we're getting 5 levels through different mechanics, such as Uncanny Intuition, Effective Council Skill +2, our government type, which we can just see here, Effective Council Skill +2. So that's hopefully helping us a little bit extra there to get us up to 104, 31 Unity. Not bad. And we just converted some more pops. Rest in peace. Probably also want to get 1,000 pops here so we can upgrade this. So we will just chuck over some of our species, and then when we can afford it, we can upgrade it. So what I want to see now is comparing it to the United Nations Earth playthrough. This would have been in the first episode, year 10, which is free to watch. How's the difference? Well, we've got one planet up and running, doing some minerals, getting us to 95 minerals, which is quite good. We're at 54 on our overrun. They are also buying buying 42, selling a lot of stuff and buying a max alloys. We've just finished commerce, going fortification. We're at 98 tech, which is 6 below what we just managed to get to, but a lot more empire size and less unity. So currently it's basically on track. We got all of the research buildings going too. There's not too much different yet, but remember they have prosperous unification, giving them a lot more bonuses for the first 20 years, and we're keeping up. So the origin, maybe it's doing well. We'll see. Let's keep playing and get to year 30 because that should show a bigger difference. See how fast we've accelerated. Yeah, I guess we can start selling consumer goods because we do probably need a bit more minerals and alloys, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to lower my market fee because that actually helps a lot when you're manipulating and buying so much. Planetary hub, these will both come online and give us a nice boost, hopefully in tech and in unity. So we got those elites going, now up to 110 research, 41 unity. Nice. More research speed. This is something I didn't look at, but we do have 50% research speed, which is pretty insane. We've now just gotten factions 2, which I guess we'll promote the one that likes us the best. They want oppressive subjugation. We can give that to them. That will help them like us a bit more. We could probably stop working in forces. Do we need that currently? No. And we do have a lot of jobs free on this planet. Kind of just our basic resource world. So let's get energy because we are buying a lot. The issue with the elites is they do have quite a bit of a consumer good upkeep, but we can also build the noble estate, which will get us even more tech and unity, which I do want, but the consumer goods can't really afford it right now. Yeah, we need more of our main species on this planet, so we're going to have to move them over because obviously they're the only ones that can actually work the elite jobs. But now we need to kind of hold off and build consumer goods. Now get robot workers, which is also really important to get pop growth going. I think robots are really good currently in 4.3. For pretty much any empire, more research speed. This is the benefit. Maybe our research isn't going to be super high, but we're on 70% research speed here, 55. We no longer have Stellar Culture Shock here. Not sure how long that's been. Whoops. But we can now build the Chamber of Elevation. We definitely want to do that. Gives us pop assembly and unity, and converts them into our main species, which we can't get any other way, so we should do that. We're definitely going to grab this technology. I believe it gives more noble jobs. 300. Yeah, it gives 100 more. We want that upgrade. Absolutely. Okay, we have found someone. I'm going to improve. I don't want to fight. Please be our friends. Let's activate education campaign and then unity. Next up, more council experience again. Yes, keep leveling up. Every level is just 2% more output, giving us more and more tech. We're up to 125, 91 unity. It's pretty good. I can't lie. Almost finally done. Monthly trade goes up, and I think we should probably just get the unity. We could get leader experience gain, which is good too, and cancel agenda speed. I feel like the unity is just so good. Just keep getting through this. Don't guaranteed our independence? Yeah, sure. We have so much food. I wonder if we could trade for minerals. Oh yes, they like food. 2,600 minerals. Yes, please. Sometimes you gotta utilize the AI. We can build things. Another chamber of elevation go down here. Consumer goods also have to fix, so I think we're gonna start building some more noble estates. And we can upgrade our capital. 2,500 pops. A little bit off on these other ones. Oh, clone vats. Wow. We'll finish off statecraft now. And I do think probably the council gender speed's probably better than the experience gain because we get such a boost in XP. I don't think we should go for tech ascendancy. Let's get that and the edict fund. Maybe we can mess around with getting mining subsidies. How does our trade go? Yeah, that's actually not too bad. And capacity subsidies. We're up to 132 unity, 148 tech is not too bad currently. I think it's worth going harmony now just to get necrophaging pops produce unity, since we're very much in the flow of necrophaging a lot. And it's a cool special interaction with that tradition and origin. Off-world trading company is going to be so good because we're also getting Starhold, so that's going to boost our economy more. And we just got clone vats, which is good because we're starting to struggle with filling up pops. I'm going to spam them absolutely everywhere. We can start getting rid of these luxury housing because we have enough amenities from our lads, and we're going to stop selling food to try and get the food. Automation is also really nice, and apparently our energy and consumer goods have just completely collapsed. Why? Prioritize consumer goods, please. Get an upgrade going on that. Clone vats are just so good. They just give you 1.5 organic pop growth for no pops having to work it. Okay, more level, yes. XP, pop that. Level 5 now, so getting a base of 10% output and just more research speed. Let's go for worker pop output, I think. And we'll get another scientist to just do anomalies and stuff, because that could give give us a little bit of a boost in terms of resource output, and we're colonizing a 4th world that we got to. So we got +8 monthly pop growth on our capital. Not bad. Now we're going to slowly upgrade our star bases where we could afford to do so. More trade means more consumer goods and trade. And now we've unlocked off-world trading. It's going to give +4 trade from hubs, making these +12 each. It's a big boost. We just need a lot of alloys, and that's where the UNE might beat us out because unyielding reduces the upgrade cost by 50%. Hopefully the rest of this compensates, because look at that, 100% research speed. What? We did get a research agreement, but this is 91 without the research agreement. 155 tech. I think we have to distribute amenities on our capital. It's getting a bit ropey. Necrophage pops. Unfortunately, we don't have the unity of self. Now we have unity of self, so that should give us a boost of unity whenever we necrophage, which is every 10 years on 3, soon to be 4 planets. More star bases, yes. Okay, automation, we're going to spam on all energy districts because it's just free to work, basically. Pays for itself and more. Growth in space, we will get the unity and monthly research output, I think, because we want to get cybernetics as soon as possible. That gave us 32 extra unity, and we could start working on another starbase going up, give us a bunch of trade, because these are giving us 13.2 times 4. Necrophage pops, I don't know how much unity that was. It doesn't say, but it's going to keep boosting us towards cybernetics quickly, hopefully. Oh, I didn't turn off edge camping. That's why my energy was struggling so much. I'm a fool. Well, it's year 30. Let's check on UNE. Okay, so we've got our 4 planets. We have robots. We do not have clone vats, interestingly. We're starting to build these up a lot. We're buying and selling some stuff. What we do have is storms boosting the economy a lot. 200% here. So that's where we're getting a lot of the energy and minerals from. It's not really our doing. It's a bit of RNG. So you can't really look at those. That is gonna help this empire get ahead. If you look, stations are accounting for a lot of that. 113. In terms of tech, we're on 140. In the other game, we're at 170, so we're definitely ahead. But we also don't have the research speed, so we're actually getting double that because the percentage applies to what the base output is. So you can see here, we have a base of 43 to physics, but then we're getting 67.78 total because 57% of that 43 is being added on top. So our tech is a little bit ahead, but we are probably more technologically ahead because of the bonuses. We do have star holds. There's no trade things, but we do have lots of upgraded trade hubs. Like I was saying, our economy is probably better here because we have done fortification and commerce, and we're about the same in terms of where we are with traditions, but we have gone tech ascendancy instead of the council gen speed. So we're still pretty tight, but necrophage at 4.0 would have been behind already. So they're actually slightly better than UNE, and they've got nice storms giving them lots of bonuses. We'll check in again at year 50 and see where we're at there. I think we're going to make a tech world on this one. We're getting like so much research speed and stuff because of technocracy going a bit crazy. We should always try and prioritize getting our planets to 1000 so we can get upgrade, which means more technocracy stuff. So that's where a lot of our unity and tech's coming from. Just a casual 30 tech there. 25%. I mean, you got to roll with the RNG sometimes. 250 tech now. A little bit lucky, yes, but that run had storms, where you can't perfectly test things in Stellaris because it's all a bit random. Cruisers sounds silly, but I should probably take crystals because they can actually help our tech. More necrophages going on. I think it's helping. I don't know. I need to pay attention. Oh, we did get galactic parasites. That is not good. Let's cancel this upgrade. Black plus lasers is probably the best here. Wait, what do you have? You have no shield. So point defense. Build a bunch. Yeah, I think we should... Oh, why are they spawning more? Wait, what? They disappeared? I think I'm going to switch this also to a research enclave now. It's probably stupid because we are producing 53 consumer goods. We're only plus 19. We'll just build some consumer goods quickly too. And we may as well put some edicts on. It might help just while we're in combat. Yep, we are saved. Just need the gases tech, which we have not rolled once. We're in negative 33 consumer goods. It's fine. Harmony's finally done. We are going to go cybernetics. There's a void worms down here. Okay, we'll go kill them. Okay, we can do cybernetics year 46. Not awful. Not amazing, but not awful. And I also accidentally got a crime event. Did someone say 25% XP gain? I think so. Okay, year 50. We've just done the first bit of cybernetics. And would you look at that? The UNE also has done the first bit, but is a bit further ahead. You have 4 pretty built up planets. The storms have passed. We switched over to a research enclave up to 336 tech on the UNE, which we're actually behind now with 325. But we do only have like 34%, 59%, 49%. I've done all these techs. They do have Dyson swarms though. Main thing is they have a lot more star bases, meaning your economy can go more into it. That's kind of just the power of unyielding, though. Or fortification, I keep calling it that. We've also got prosperity, giving them a bigger build up. Maybe should have gone that instead of the other tradition. So again, it's kind of keeping on pace. We also have less unity by 20 and less alloyed, less consumer goods, less pretty much every single resource. So necrophage is starting to slip behind. Let's go to year 75 and see if we can kind of match, because Uni didn't feel that great when I was playing it. We need more unity, but it's hard to get these going because they're not that great. They're not awful. Well, let's try and upgrade the capital. Yeah, we need augmentation centers now. Let's boost our elite, shall we? And that's what we're kind of going for. We do have a level 9 leader on here, giving us a lot of elite output, but does it result in much? Not really. 30 tech. At least we have insane research speed, right? We can actually colonize all these worlds, but our main species sucks at doing that. Don't know if we want to do that. But nice cyborgs, which is good. I will say we are flying through techs compared to the UNE run. We're up to 433 tech too now. Oh, we've been dragged into a war. Well, that's great. We'll make a carrier, cruiser. We'll try and help. Luckily, I was in a defensive pact with these guys. More leader experience gain? I might just go for the research speed now because we're going to get max level leaders. Elite pop output. Yes. They didn't even declare war on me. They declared war on the people I did a defensive pact with. That wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. Why are they coming for me? Leave me alone. I was going to take Vaults of Knowledge for the effective council skill. Why not? We'll just fully lean into it. Research speed, elite pop output. We may as well go for the tech and the ship. Now I've got a raiding fleet as well. Oh, I can upgrade all my things again. I'm kind of ignoring the war because I don't think they want me, but I could be wrong. This ain't good. Well, we finished cybernization and we just have one more thing to do for it. I mean, 5k I can take because I also have edicts. Kill them. Yeah, the Corvette's dead. The cruisers also might be dead. That is not good. I will say I should not have accepted the defensive pact. Oh dear. Well, it looks like we're going to die. We do have a year 65 save, so let's see the difference. The cybernetics is fully done by year 65. We have 291 unity. We only had 116 in the other one. That's not good. We're up to 641 tech. We were on 467. Lots of consumer goods, alloys, food, everything really. We don't have a fleet, which is, you know, kind of bad, but we do have a billion massive star bases that are 4.4k. They would probably have helped if we ever got into a war. So I think necrophage still kind of sucks. The thing is, I don't think the elites were that good, but maybe a specialist build would be better. My aim was to max out cybernetics and go down the government, which does give you more elite output based on the amount of specialists, which could have scaled it more. But yeah, we just don't have enough stuff here. I've cheated the war. I just want to see if we actually even get the cybernetics government. I just want to see what it does. So oligarchic overclocking gives you elite resource output per 100 specialist pops, 1% at a max of 20. Maybe this helps. I don't know, not really. Like 75. We should have probably gone a bit wider, like spammed as many of these as we could. Lots of colonies, but oh well. Necrophage, it's still unique. It's better than it was, but it doesn't hold up to UNE, which is not great. If you enjoyed this video, then watch that UNE run where I show you the basics to get an empire going much quicker than this, and you don't die. That's a positive. Click it now.